Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV poker replays. Today we got a Titans event from January 26, 2025. Got Wizza with a couple of aces, Nicola in the big blind with an ace and a queen. We got Ponkanov, Ibo Town, the big cow. Pass with a queen and a jack, comes in for the open, sees the small 3-bet. Pone Diddy with 35 blinds, Ben CB with about 48, Probris, and Drew Durr sitting in second place with 65 blinds. So we're not in the money yet, so hopefully Pass finds a way to get out of here. Ponkanov. Nope, sir, that's not Ponkanov. Who is this in the big blind? I don't remember, but the ace queen, hopefully it hits the muck. Nope, it's all in. Nicola's going to need some help here. A lot of help. A bunch of queens or some shit. Another queen dealer. No, we don't find it. 7 on the river. 40 blinds. Slide Wizzo's way. The big stack gets bigger. Wizzo in first place now with the queen. Ibo Town, the big cow. With a couple of 5s in the big blind. Ponkanov with the ace 3 suited. Could always 3-bet from the small. So we're about 2 people. No, we're exactly 2 people off the money. I don't know why I said about. Still warming up here, I suppose. Ponkanov, 3-bet. Do it now. About 8 blinds. Don't rip it in. Do we ever go smaller? We do go smaller. 7 blinds. And I hope Wizzo calls. They could always just rip it in for value and take it down pre. Let's see some post-flop action though. Wizzo, let's play call. Maybe like a 4-bet. It is a click back. So Ponkanov could always 5-bet rip, but I think they're just going to let this one go with the ace 3. Did we ever 5-bet click it back? Nah, Ponkanov just folds. Interesting little hand there to get things going. Wizzo wakes up with aces and queens. Has 87 blinds, first place position. King queen for Pone Diddy will raise under the gun. Probris with an ace and a jack, a couple of seats to their left. Pass in the big with the queen 3. Oh, we'll let that go. We see a Probris 3-bet. We could always get a 4-bet from the small with the ace 10-0, but it hits the muck. The cow just moves along. Would like to see a little bit of action here. Pone Diddy with the king queen suited might not want to call. Might just elect to rip it all in and take it down pre. Pone Diddy is a wizard here. I don't think we want to call though. I don't remember why, but I remember a strong player. I don't remember who. Somebody once said, King queen suited doesn't like calls pre. Against the 3-bets. I don't know if that's true, but Pone Diddy does elect a 4-bet, rip it all in and takes it down. Ace queen suited for Ben CB, ace king for Probris. Bad news for Ben CB, who raises under the gun. Oh, do we just get a call from Probris? Good shit. Queen jack for Wizzo hits the muck. A couple ducks for Ponkanov will probably fold. The cow with king jack suited could come in for a 3-bet here. Make it about 8 blinds, maybe a little bit bigger, closer to 9, like 8.5. Cow says 7 blinds. A smaller size once again we see, and Ben swiftly folds. Nicely done by Ben, getting out of danger. Probris will back raise jam all in and take it down pre. Ace 8 Probris is right back in there. We got a king jack suited for Ben in the big. Pone Diddy with the king queen suited in the small. We'll see some action here. We get a call. See, king queen suited likes calls from the small. Ben also comes along to the 9-3-3 flop. Probris with the flush draw. The other 2 with not much doing. I suppose backdoor straight draws, 2 overcards could always come along to the turn, but I think we're just going to get rid of our holdings. Probris bets small, does give both players a fair price. Pone Diddy calls, Ben folds, ace on the turn. So Pone Diddy picks up the nut flush draw on a paired board. Probris with top pair, nut flush draw on a paired board. I don't know how big Pone Diddy calls. We're just going to go to the river for free. 10 of hearts. Does Pone Diddy elect a bluff? 11 blinds in the middle. It's not going to get through, of course, but Pone Diddy still might stick in a bluff here. They say I got king high. Can I get a 9 to fold? Some sort of like king 9. Check back on the ace turn. 11 blinds is the bet by Pone Diddy. They're going to give it a shot in Probris. I think just calls. We got the best flush. We really don't want to get coolered here. Maybe Probris says, I don't care about the money as much. I just want to play for first place. That $87, almost $88,000 up top looks cool. Probris might rip it in. We're going in the tank. They do elect to rip it in. They say, first place, here I come. 63 blinds will slide Probris' way as Pone Diddy will tank to save face and then fold. Queen Jack suited for Pone Diddy. Ponkanov with a couple of 8s. We could see the short stacks go to war here. Although, to be fair, Pone Diddy on the button doesn't really want to see a Ponkanov open. I just think Queen Jack suited is so playable. Do we 3-bet and then fold to a 4-bet jam? Pone Diddy says we'll call and hopefully see a flop here. Ben could always 3-bet from the small blind with a king. He says no. Probris in the big with Queen 7-0 will also just let it go. Ace 10 3 flop. Backdoor royal flush draw. Immediate straight draw to the king for Pone Diddy. And under pair to the ace and 10 for Ponkanov. They do got the backdoor flush draw in there. They check it on over to Pone Diddy in position. I think we might go for a bet here. They check it on over to us. Can we just get like 9s through 4s to fold on the flop? Maybe not. Pone Diddy checks it on back. Smacks the nuts on the turn with the king of clubs. Ponkanov pretty done with the pot, I think, right? Like a good board for his range, so they bet 1.2 blinds, and Pone Diddy will raise. Kind of a wet board, and again, it's a good board for Ponkanov, so we should just raise and go for value. I would imagine, right? Pone Diddy sizing up a raise. 6.5 blinds is the size. And Ponkanov will let this one go. Can you imagine if he 3-bets the turn all in? Well, that would suck for him. With a couple of 8s drawing dead. Oh, I see aces. Ben CB with a couple of 7s on the button. Drew Dur's folding a 7 in the big. Unfortunately, we haven't heard much from them, but they still got this big-ass stack in third place position. They got Probris on their tail. Aces for pass will open. Ben CP, I think, just calls 7-7 here. Sometimes you see aggressive 3-bets, though, with the smaller pocket pairs. Hopefully, for Ben's sake, they just play call. Interesting board. 9-6-5. 2 hearts for pass. The overpair Ben CP with a straight draw to the 8. And pass elects to check it on over. A king of hearts on the turn. Good news for Ben is that's a scary card as the flush completes. Another overcard to your 7s. Good card for pass. They check it on over again. Give Ben a free river. A king of spades. I suppose Ben might call off a bet here. If I'm Ben, I'm curious as all hell. Could put him on any sort of like ace 10 through queen with a heart. This does kind of look like value. I would be hoping for like an overbet, to be honest with you. Make it look like nuts or nothing, but this looks like it's a value bet. It could even be like ace 9. Could also just be some sort of, again, just random ace of hearts. Maybe with an 8 or a 7, blocking the straight and the flush. Ben CB looks him up with the pair of 7s and loses probably the minimum there. Just about 4 blinds on the river. 7 deuce for Drew Durs. They're gonna limp it on in. Wizzo with the bigger stack and a 5 and a 3. Might raise it on up, and they do to 4 blinds. And they take it down pretty. Ace queen for Probris. Not too much doing, but the cow will raise under the gun with the queen jack. Ponkanov in the big with the 10 and the 4. We'll have to let that bad boy go in last place position. Probers does just play call, however. So we're going to see a smaller pot. Ponkanov will still get out of the way. They're getting a great price, though. Jack 10-6, so a bad board for Probers is ace queen. However, they got the straight draw to the king, and that ace is still alive. Probers bets 2 blinds. I mean, the board's not bad for Probers' range, but it's bad for this holding. In this particular instance, as Ibo Town has top pair. So it's not like Probers' flop bet is silly. There's still plenty of straight draws. Now a flush draw Probers can get called by. Like ace queen is potentially value betting. Probers says we'll just go to the river for free. The cow bets 3.5 blinds into 10.5, and Probers says I'm just getting milked here. I got that queen of spades. I could bluff. What about king queen 8-9, 9-7, queen 9, king 9? A lot of missed straight draws, dude. Small bet, and Probers raises to 21 blinds, repping the flush. Beautiful play. We'll get the cow off top pair. Probers, a well-deserved second place position with 70 blinds. The cow's got kings. Ben with queen 9 will open from early position. Drew Durs with ace jack has been quiet. Might 3-bet here. There's the 3-bet to 5.5 blinds. The cow's going to come in for a cold 4 from the big blind. What size do we go? Probably not too big. We are playing rather deep with Drew. Maybe we do size it up. 12 blinds. I suppose that's about a medium-ish 4-bet. Out of position. And Drew will get out of the way. Ace queen for Ibo Town. Another strong holding. Ponkanov with 9-5. We'll see the Drew Durs open with king 10, so they'll fold the button. Dang, Ponkanov's a strong player. Sucks to see them hang out with 21 blinds in this sort of situation where they're not even in the money, so they gotta just hang out extra patiently. Ibo Town will just call from the small jack 4-3 flop. I understand why we play for making the money, but like, if I'm being honest, it slows down the pace of action. And like Ibo Town, what do we do with this ace queen? Feels like we gotta float with the 2 overs, backdoor straight draws. We don't have a club, we're not happy. Deuce on the turn. Drew Durs says, okay, I guess I fire away again. What do we do here with king 10? No, Drew will check it on back. Brick on the river. Just kidding. 1 letter to a 5. But the flush completes. Ibo Town checks over the ace queen. Does Drew fire away? 10 blinds in the middle. He says, no, I'm just done with the pot. The cow will take it with ace high. Ooh, another strong hand for the Ibo Town. Is that 3 in a row? The cow with ace king. Probers with the ace 10 suited raises under the gun +1. I thought I heard the fold sound. I was like, what the hell? Ibo Town with the ace king plays call. We get a 10-7-2 flop. Probers leads out half pot. Probably gonna have to call 1 here with the ace king. We called pretty. Immediate straight draws like 8, 9. Oh, ace on the turn. Dirty card for the cow. We called pre. We're still trying to keep the pot small, so this just might go bet call. I don't know if the cow raises the turn here. Probers is repping strong. 9.25 blinds. I'm scared with ace king. Ibo Town calls, smacks a king on the river. No problem. I love Probers. Love watching him with chips. But the cow really deserved to pick up a big pot here. So queen jack makes a straight. No flushes were out there. No flush possibilities. If I'm Probers, I just go for a big value bet. 18 blinds is the size. Quick call from Ibo Town. They scoop about a 68 blind pot. Very comfortable first place position with 109 blinds. Big cooler in their favor, but like, I wonder if they 3-bet pre. Does Probers fold? Do we stick in a 4-bet? Probus is aggressive, so they might 4-bet. I'm just wondering if like the 3-bet comes in pre-flop, does Probus find a way just to get away from the pot? Then there's no danger, no action. Anyways, we move along with the new situation. Probus joins the 30 blind stacks. The cow in a very comfortable first place position. Ben CB with a flush draw on the queen high board. Backdoor straight draws for him as well. 3 in a row, sees a bigger bet, 2.33 blinds. He quickly calls. Wizzo picks up a straight draw on the turn, still with the best holding with king jack. 10 blinds in the middle. Wizzo bets 6. Ben calls. Wizzo makes the straight on the river. No flush for Ben, just king high. King high dealer? Are you serious? Ben screams into the abyss. All in from the nuts. Wizzo will take down about a 22 blind pot. Blinds go up. So Wizzo just behind the cow now with about 80 blinds. Highboy Town in first place with 87. Pass with an ace from the cutoff could raise Dawn up into the middling stack situation here. They do find the open 2.2 blinds. Probus with 7-3 and the big will just let that go. Ace king for Drew Durs. Wizzo with the queen and a queen. We see 1 ace, 1 king being folded. I wonder, does Drew Durs ever call pre-flop here? Weird situation. Like 2 very strong hands pre-flop. Drew Durs does call 8-2 4 flop. Both players with the backdoor flush draw. Got a backdoor straight draw for Drew Durs and 2 over live cards. The ace or king, of course. 4.5 blinds is the bet by Wizzo on the flop here. Drew Durs says, oh, fuck me, dude. Guess I got a call. Big bet, though. Does Drew Durs ever just let her go pre or on the flop here? No. Of course not. We called pre with ace king. We got to see a turn here. 5 of diamonds. So Drew just got this little straight draw to the 3 now. Ace or king still work. 14.5 blinds in the middle. What size does Wizzo? Oh, we see a free river. Jack of spades. Interesting little check back by Wizzo. Does Drew just feel comfortable with the ace king now? Not enough to bet, right? Do we call, however? Is this some sort of missed heart draw like queen 10, queen 9? It's just an under the gun raise. It's still Wizzo, so they're going to have plenty of that. What about some sort of like ace 6 or 7 of hearts that just misses? Wizzo bets 13 blinds on the river. Holy fuck. Interesting spot. Hopefully Drew can find a fold here. I'm kind of curious though. And I can see Wizzo as queen. So what else is there for value that checks back the turn? Not ace 3, not 5-5, not the sets. You wouldn't expect a queen or jack to like check back the turn. Aces might check back the turn. Kings probably go for another bet on the turn unless they got a heart maybe. And then you start thinking if kings might check back the turn, would queens check back the turn with a heart? I think jacks go for another bet. Drew Durs does let her go. Very nicely done. Very reasonable. Think about it though. Very important pot for them. Unfortunately, they lose it. But they lost the minimum, of course, with the ace king calling pre. Pass with an ace and a jack. Will come on in for the open. 2.5 blinds is the size this time. Ace 5 for Wizzo in the big. We could always see some action pre-flop here. What size would we 3-bet? Something in my head said all in, but then I was like, no way. We go for a smaller 3-bet. 7 blinds is the size. Pass with 28 behind. Didn't want to see this, but it's like, okay, I'm expecting this. Do I just rip it all in your face? 7 blinds would be very nice right now. Pass says I'm going to let it go though. Nice little steal there by Wizzo Wizzo. Takes it down pre with the worst ace. Pone Diddy with an ace and a queen. Ponkanov in the big with ace 5. Oh. How unfortunate. Luckily for them, there's still some shorter stacks now. Like Ben's at 17 blinds, Probers at 28, Pass at 28, Pone Diddy at about 25. Opening on up to 2.2 blinds. Ponkanov does very nicely fold that ace 5-0. Oh, and they get rewarded with aces. Wizzo Wizzo with the pocket pair of 7s on the button. We'll see an open. No, it's a limp pot. Fuck's sakes. What do we do with aces now? We're going to go deep in the tank and raise to like 3.5 blinds and take it down pre or something? No, I'm just joking. We are going to raise small though. Right? Ponkanov goes in the tank here with these aces. Not an easy spot. You don't want to lose your... Oh, 5 blinds. Is that too big? Or does Wizzo Wizzo just rip it all in now? Ibo Town with an ace in the big. We'll let that go. Now Wizzo Wizzo just rips it all in. Nice play by Ponkanov. No 7 dealer. Nice. 31 blinds for Ponkanov. The game continues with the bodies and the dynamic of not being in the money. Ace 7 for Ponkanov will raise the button. King Jack for Pass in the big. Pass goes in the tank. Might come in for a 3-bet here, says Ponkanov. You might have a weak holding. You just had the aces. What are you doing? Raising the button? You're going to have a lot of holdings here. Ace Jack 5 flop. Both players with a pair. Pass in a little bit of trouble if they're going to read deeply into this spot here. Ponkanov will go for 1 street of 1 blind, and then we'll see a turn and probably will put in another bet. 3.5 blinds is the size. Nope. Sorry, 4.5. Do we have to go that big? 6 of diamonds? We might go that big. We might go 4.5 blinds on the turn here with top pair. Lots of draws out there. Lots of straight draws. King, queen, king. No, I'm not going to list them off. 8-7, 7-4, 4-3. Diamonds. King, queen. King 10. Queen 10. 3.75 blinds is the size. Half pot. Pass does come along to the 6 on the river, so it seems like a brick, to be honest with you. So if Ponkanov somehow fires a 3rd barrel with the top pair of aces, a 2nd pair of 6s, and the jack kicker, we'll see if Ponkanov fires off a river barrel. I don't think they do. I think we check. Ponkanov on another level says, I don't think you have a better holding though. Ponkanov bets another 7 blinds, and if I'm Pass, I'm so curious. I'm so curious, dealer. Do we bluff? I don't think that would work. I think it's a call or fold. Pass will go in the tank here. Can't fault him if he finds the call, but man, this is a big pot. Put them in last place position if they call and they're wrong. If they call and they're right, which isn't the case, but it might be something going through their head. 29 blinds would slide their way. That's super tempting right now. 29 blinds? Or do you move along with 21? Because you don't want to call and be wrong and be sitting there with 14. Pass. Deep in the tank here. Finds the call. No surprises. And Ponkanov shows him the ace. Very nice value bet on the river. So Ponkanov was once the short stack. Now with 46 blinds in a very comfy 3rd place position. I think we can pass on the ace 4. We might come in for the open, but Ponkanov does open it on up. Staying aggressive. Not afraid of Ibo Town on the button there. Pass will fold Jack 10 in the small, and Pone Diddy has King Queen in the bag. Get a call and a flop and a queen 3-2 flop. So Ponkanov looking for an ace or a 5. Pone Diddy with the toppest of pairs. Ponkanov goes in the tank. 5.5 blinds in the middle. Don't we just see bet small? Ponkanov bets 1 blind. That's a little too small. Pondity might raise. And then what do we do with our straight draw and overcard? 3.5 blinds is the size. Nicely done by Pondity. Just try to sneak out some value here. Get a call from the straight draw. It just gets longer on the 6th turn. Ponkanov with the ace of spades. There's a spade draw. That ace of spades is kind of not irrelevant. Rather sucky to be in your holding. Although, do you want him to have the ace of spades? That would just mean he'd have a better ace than you most likely. No, 100% of the time if you have ace 4. Anyways, we get a call and a 4 of spades on the river. So Ponkanov might be curious with that ace of spades. 1-liner to a 5. I don't think Pondity jams. Doesn't this just go check, check? Pondity in the tank here says, I don't think you got it, dude. We're going to try to get called by jacks through 7s. A worse queen, maybe? Some sort of like queen jack with a spade, queen 10 with a spade. Pondity elects to check. Now the question is, does Ponkanov turn their pair and flush draw or flush blocker into a bluff? They do block the nuts, and again, any 5 makes a straight. Ponkanov did call the flops like ace 5. They're probably not going to have like 5, 6, 5, 7, 5, 8 suited, like those sort of bullshit holdings. Ponkanov does bluff 21 blinds. It's an all-in bet. Pondity is going to go in the tank, and hopefully we can see a call, but it's a little worrisome. And Pondity lets her go. Nicely done by Ponkanov. 56 blinds. Wow. What a turnaround from Ponkanov. King, queen for Wizza Wizza. We'll hear from them again, coming in with an open. Ponkanov finally takes a hand off. The cow with the king jack. The big stack. 3 bets coming in. Last time it was 7 blinds. This time they go 6. Interesting stuff. Get a fold from the shorties. 2 big stacks going to war. Wizza Wizza will just pass on the spot, and the cow will get the upper hand in that holding. What's going on here? Cow with a 7-5 suited. Some big stacks will play that bullshit. Jack 4 for Pondity on the button. Has to pass in the spot. King 9 for Ben CB. Might just rip it in and take it down pre. 15 blinds all in. And progress. Let's go 10-9. 8-9 suited for Wizza Wizzo. Looks like an open from under the gun off the big stack. And not too much doing for anybody else. Ben CB with the queen 10 on the button isn't suited. We'll let it go still, and this will just get through pre for the wizard. Ace 7 for Ben, might just fold. Progress with ace jack on the button. Looks like an open. Wizza Wizza with ace 6 in the big. I don't think we 3-bet, but it would be cool to see. Anyways, Ben with the opportunity to open, they do elect to click the raise button. 2 blinds is the size. Probris is in a little bit of a weird spot with ace jack offsuit here. One of the shorter stacks comes on in for the open. Probris will think about it for a second and rip it in and take it down pre. Jack 10 suited for Drew Durs. King queen for pass off 12.5 blinds. I don't know what to do here. Do we open 2 blinds? Kind of like it. Ponkanov in the big kind of sucks. I think the open just looks scary. Passes 5 blinds is the size. Wizza Wizza will let go of 4s in the small, and Ponkanov with 8-2-0. Of course, we'll let that go. Eventually. Pass gets it through. 15 blinds for him. Ace queen suited for the cow in the big blind. Ponkanov with king 9 suited in the small. I think we see blind on blind action. That queen of spades is kind of interesting to be folded when you see Ponkanov and the cow's holdings. Anyways, we get a limp from Ponkanov. About town with the very strong ace queen of diamonds will raise to 3.5 blinds, and I think Ponkanov calls and we see 3 cards. A 3-bet would just be disrespectful. Get a call and a 10-9-8 flop. Middle pair, fair kicker with the king-9 for Ponkanov. Looks a lot more pretty for Ibotown with ace queen of diamonds. Straight draw to the jack, the diamond draw, 2 overcards, and we see the king of clubs on the turn. So Ponkanov improves to 2 pairs. Equity shifts in their favor. Ibotown still with the straight draw and the diamond draw, but the ace and queen no longer work for him. Ponkanov bets 3.5 blinds. Does the cow just call here? Yeah, they do. King of diamonds on the river. Oh, just the flush. The flush, you know, and the boat. It's just the best card on the river. Both players improve. Ponkanov will take down the pot here. I wonder if the cow just calls the bet. Oh, it's small too. It's 8.5 blinds. If we see a call, it's a beautiful play. It's next level. The cow would deserve all the respect, but in all honesty, don't we go for some value here? The bet's just a little bit too small. Do we click it? I don't know what to do here. I don't know. I'm scared. The more I think about it. Flop goes check, check. Small bet on the turn. Wet ass board. King pairs the board on the river. The flush completes. The cow tanks forever. Rips it all in, and Ponkanov will snap call with the boat. And the cow loses a huge pot, 111 blinds. Slide Ponkanov's way as blinds go up, and we get a break that we gotta fast forward through. No breaks. Let's get back to the action. Ponkanov in first place with 83 blinds. They were the player who was expected to go out. Again, what a turnaround. Ponkanov with ace-4 suited. Pone Diddy with ace-10 will raise under the gun. The cow with king-queen. Pass with 6s. We all got playable holdings except for Wizzo who's tanking with 10-7-0. I don't think this goes 4 ways though. I think Ponkanov might fold. The cow might fold. Pass. Do we rip it in? Is it a flip? No, Ponkanov will rip. Does Pone Diddy fold the ace-10 suited here? Hopefully they can find a call, but Ponkanov's played at a very, very strong game. If they get this through pre. Oh boy. Did we fold ace-10 suited? It is like a 25 blind jam. I don't know. What do we do here? We would expect the bluffs to be a lot of ace X that's suited, so we would be dominating it. Like even the ace-2 suited. Maybe not ace-2, maybe ace-3 for sure though. Ace-4, ace-5. Pone Diddy goes in the tank. What about like ace-jack? Ace-jack is always a weird holding, you know. Pone Diddy lets it go. Ponkanov's run continues. They get a king and a jack. Wizzo with ace-5. They'll open it on up to 2 blinds. What a show by Ponkanov. They go in the tank here. They're going to stick in the small 3-bet to 5.4 blinds. This is some beautiful poker. Wizzo not afraid to play the clicking battle pre-flop. Oh, but they're just going to fold this time. Ponkanov's run. It won't be stopped. Drew Durs with pocket 7s. They're going to just fold. Just an unfortunate situation as we got Ben in the big with about 10 blinds. Pone Diddy with about 9. Pass with about 9. Drew Durs expects to get 3-bet by Ponkanov, who has ace-5, and they rip it all in and take it down pre. So just an unfortunate happening for Drew Durs with the 7s. They just got to fold in preserve chips in this situation. Sixes for Pone Diddy. Ponking off with king 4 will open it on up. Sixes rip. Ben CB with ace jack. Might let this go. Did we just get it all in? Because we aren't in the money if Pone... Oh, and king 4 folds. It's not like Ponkanov had a good holding. But, you know, you want to see 5 cards there. Maybe we lose Pone Diddy. Maybe Pone Diddy scoops a few chips. Instead, Ponkanov just folds. 10-9. Ponkanov's right back in there. Ibo Town will rip in ace king. Pass folds 7s. The cow gets it through pre. Wizzo will get a walk with an ace and a 5. We're still 2 players off the money, right? Yeah. We got 3 real shorties. Pass with an ace and a 6. They'll fold. Jack 10 suited for Pone Diddy. Might let it go. Do we go in for the open though? 13 blinds. If we lose 2, we're down to 11. Pone Diddy does just let it go. Queen Jack for Ben. They'll rip it all in and take it down pre. Good stuff. They pick up a few blinds. Really not much doing here, but Ponkanov has a big stack. Ibo Town with 4-2 will fold to whatever the fuck happens. Unless it's a limp, I suppose, but 8-5 suited rips it in and takes it down pre. Probers with a couple of 10s, Ponkanov with a couple of 8s. King 9 suited for Ben. They'll raise to 2 blinds. This is a scary play. Probers with 10s is in a pickle. Again, they're playing for first place. They might rip it still. No, they do click it though to 4 blinds. Ponkanov swiftly folds the 8s and Probers' 3-bet will get through pre-flop. Queen for the cow. 9-6 suited for Pone Diddy in the big. Cow raises 2 blinds. I think Pone Diddy needs to preserve chips here and just folds. Very playable holding though, super tempting to call. Raise would be just disastrous. The call comes in. King 8 4 flop. No spade, no straight draw. Pone Diddy check folds to the 1 blind bet. What's going on here? Not too much. Ponkanov with an ace. What size do we go? They did just rip it in last time, but 30 blinds for the cow. I think we're going to come in for a smaller raise, and Ponkanov says 2.24 blinds, and they do take it down pre still. Do Queen Jack suited for Ben. Ace King for Ponkanov. Strong ass holding. Ponkanov opens to 2 blinds. Ben does just swiftly fold. Probers with 8-4 suited, and the big also gets out of there. Ooh, kings for Juders. King Queen suited for Pone Diddy. Ibo Town with a couple of 9s. We'll open it on up to 2 blinds. Does Pone Diddy rip Juders? 4 bets all in. Ibo Town folds. Alright. Where does the cow take the spot? This would be a big pot. If they lose and they're wrong, they're down to a nice fold by the 9-9. Top pair and a straight draw now for Pone Diddy. They don't hit though. Drew Durz's kings hold on up and we lose a body. We need 1 more to make the money now. Ace Queen for Wizzo in the big pass with 8-Jack suited. They pass on the spot. Probers with Ace 5 on the button. Might come in for an open. Wizzo might just rip it in and take it down pre. Might also go for a smaller 3-bet. Yeah, they do elect to make it 6 blinds instead of the all-in play, just giving Probers the opportunity to 4-bet, but they're not going to just punt off the stack here. Ace Queen for the cow will raise under the gun. Wizzo with a couple 9s in the small. They're just going to let this one go. Avoid this situation as the cow goes for the bigger sizing 2.5 blinds. And Ponkanov with some bullshit will fold the big. Probers with Ace 5. Not much doing for anybody else. Drew Durs with an ace as well. I think I'll let that one go, considering Wizzo's on the button and Ponkanov's in the small. Ibo Town in the big with 28 blinds. Also a playable stack. You got a 7 and a jack. They see this huge ass raise, 3.5 blinds from the 7 deuce, and Ponkanov will take it down pre. 6-6 for Drew Durs. We'll just swiftly let that one go. Queen 2 for Ponkanov. Looks like an open and take it down pre. Jack 6 for pass in the big blind. Says, what the hell is this, Poker Stars? Do we ever call because Ponkanov is a wide ass opening range? Pass thinks about it for a second, but still passes. Queen Jack for Drew Durs. I don't know if we open. We might just be letting everything take place until we're in the money. 5-5 for Ponkanov. We'll rip it on in, and Ben does fold the ace in the big. Ooh, aces for Ibotown. The cow might see an open from Ponkanov's 5-2 suited. An all-in is the play. Bad timing. No way we fold aces, but we really don't want to see some diamonds here. As Pass folding a 5 and a 2, Ben folding a 3. No diamonds at all, 96% and 100% on the jack turn for the cow. 58 blinds slide their way. Aces for Ponkanov this time. I don't think they get action though. They opened 2 blinds. Probus I think folds 9-7 in the small. And 10-4 is an easy fold. Ben CP with 5-4 suited. We'll think about it and let it go. Huh. Ponkanov not in the hand. 4-4 for Drew Durs in the small blind. Folds around to him. Wizzo with a 3 and a 2. Drew limps it in. Wizzo might raise it on up. 3 blinds is the size, and Drew might fold. What do we do here? We got 30 blinds. We're in 4th place. We don't care about the ladders until we make the money. So if we lose a small pot here, that's okay. Drew Durs says, I'm coming along to the flop looking to make a strong holding ace 9 queen flop. Wizzo bets small, and we'll take it down with a 3 high. Nicely done. Ace king for Ponkanov in the big. Queen jack for Wizzo in the small. We could see a little bit of blind on blind action. Ibotown with queen 9 under the gun. We'll find the fold. Probably gonna get a limp and a raise and a call. What size does Ponkanov make it? 4 blinds is the size. A little bit bigger than the 3.5 regular size. Trying to put some pressure on Wizzo in this situation. As we got 2 shorties. Ben CP with 4 blinds. Pass with 4 blinds. Probus with 17. Just hanging out patiently. Drew Durs has also been patient and folded a few small pocket pairs that under other circumstances might have liked to play their holding. That's a lot of words. I was just trying to say something while Wizzo taught it, was giving it a tink over. Pass with ace 9 under the gun. Sticks it all in. Ben CB with king 10 suited. Unfortunately has to fold. Ace jack for Wizzo. We'll say okie dokie. Let's call. Ibotown with the 4s and the big. No, we get a raise from the Wizzo with the ace jack suited. Do 4s ever call? This is a small raise. 5 blinds into a pot of what would be bigger. Sorry, I couldn't do the math. 9 on the turn. Pass survives. 10 blinds will slide their way, and Ben CB punches the monitor. Ole, man. That must mean hold. Halten must da. I got no idea. Hold your hand. Something like that. Anyways, 9-9 for Wizzo will come on in for the limp pass with king jack. Surely we just check, right? PokerStar just gave us this opportunity to survive a little bit longer. Pass checks and makes a pair. Straight draws well to the queen. Wizzo with a flush draw to the club. Smacks it on the turn. King of clubs. So there's a royal flush draw to the queen of clubs for a chop. A king or a jack will give pass a boat. Otherwise, Wizzo is going to go for a little value. 1 blind is the bet on the turn. If I'm pass, I might call. Jack of hearts on the river. Pass will survive. And the question is, how much value can they get out of this 9 of clubs here? That's the second best flush. And of course, the best flush is a royal. The board obviously pairs on the river. Pass will rip it all in, I think. Do we ever call? What a weird spot. Pass calls with the boat. Because if he's wrong, he's got 5.6 blinds. But like, it's like Wizzo, like, do you got the royal? Do you got a better boat? Like ace, 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 jack? Pass says we'll just call and find out. King, queen for Wizzo. Wizzo will come in for a 3-bet to 5 blinds as Drew Durers opens up the ace and the king. Ben CB with 3 blinds in the big. What do we do here, Drew? They still rip it all in and take it down pre. 12 blinds slide their way. And they get another ace king. Ace queen for pass. What the hell? Pass on the button. Do we ever fold? No, right? Do we call? We got 15 blinds. Do we just rip it in and we say fuck it? Ben CB folding a queen. I'll raise to 8 blinds. Passes in real trouble here. I need to find some help, Poker Stars. 25% for pass. Ace on the flop. That's no help. No help on the turn. Jack on the river. Pass is out of here. Ben CB ladders. Makes the money off 2 blinds. Nicely done by Ben CB. Ace king again for Drew. That's 3 hands in a row. Probus the 4-7 suited. Every once in a while, we'll just stick it all in. No, right? Not in this situation. They're the short stack. They aren't the big stack, Brendan. Come on. That's too silly. They limp it in. Drew Durers raises to 2.5 blinds and takes it down. Nice little job by Probus just to escape danger there. Let's see the ladder, about 6K. Probus says, I think I can just wait out patiently. Let Ben CB bust off that short stack. Make 6 grand and say, fuck you guys, and bust in 4th. Or in 5th, sorry. Ace king for Wizzo. Duck duck for the cow. Ace king rips. Ace king rips and takes it down pre. Ooh, aces. Ace jack for Ponkanov and ace 4 for Wizzo. Neither player is suited, but the blinds could always stick in a 3-bet here. Ponkanov a little bit more likely to. Wizzo, a wizard a little bit also likely to. Anyways, we get a queen 10-5 flop, straight draw for Ponkanov. Sees a small bet, about 2 blinds into about 6. A little bit less than a third. Ponkanov says, why am I getting this great price? They call with the straight draw. Would be to the nuts, that king. Any one of the kings, actually. Oh, except for a diamond now. As the 4 diamonds comes in on the turn, bringing in the flush draw. 10 blinds in the middle. Ibo Town might size it up here. I don't think we overbet. But they do bet 7 blinds. And that should get Ponkanov off the pot. They could always stick in a raise, however. They might be thinking about it here. I don't know if it would work. Ponkanov says we're not going to find out. That's a little bit too ambitious with ace jack. Not much doing here. Ponkanov with the 5 and a king in the big blind, or in the small, sorry. The cow in the big with 10-7-0. We'll see a limp. Ooh, interesting. 10-7, we'll check it on back. Pick up a flush draw. 2 live cards with the 10 and 7 and backdoor straight draw. King 5, no diamond. Checks it on over. Ace 9, 4 flop. Goes check, check, 9 on the turn. Does the cow want those 3 blinds out there? They kind of do. They bet 2.5 blinds, and that should get Ponkanov out of there. Oh, there's a lot of draws. There's a lot of draws, yo. Any diamond, some sort of 3-2, 3-5. Wait, there's not too many draws. There's a lot of diamond draws. No, there isn't. There's not as many draws when you start to think about it. Anyways, Drew Durers with the king and the 10 of the same suit will limp it on in. Wizzo with jack 10 suited will come along with a call. Ibo Town in the small will limp along. Ben CB in the big with a third of a blind behind. Flops top pair. They have the best. Oh no, it's a straight for Wizzo Wizzo. Ben CB actually has the least amount of equity with 3%. What can they hit? Backdoor diamonds? Backdoor flush draw? No, diamonds are no good because Drew Dur calls. Or even sticks in the raise with the king 10 here. Straight draw to the jack. I mean, it's a small raise. Wizzo Wizzo calls with the nuts. The cow, the pair, and a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. My call? Seems like a waste of 2 blinds, though. The cow calls 5 on the turn. So Ben is certainly gone, unless somehow Wizzo Wizzo finds a way to fold the nuts. You ever just misclick the fold button on the turn here? I don't think so. We'll see what Wizzo Wizzo elects to do. Check once, check 2. Do we ever just give our opponents a free card? Wizzo Wizzo says no, we gotta put some pennies in the middle. 4 blinds is the bet. Ben ZB with the toppest of pairs is Gonzo Alonzo. And a small pot will slide Wizzo Wizzo's way. So we got Probers now the shorty with about 11 blinds. Eyebrow Town with the 5 and the 5 will open it on up. Drew Durs with Jack 9 and the big will call. Good to see them playing some poker now. Now that we're in the money, now that they got a few pennies to play with. Queen 6 2 flop goes check, bet, and a swift fold. Jack for Probers. Ace Queen though for Ponkanov. A couple of 6s for Wizzo Wizzo in the big. We'll see a open under the gun. Probers rips. Wizzo Wizzo probably folds. Can you imagine if they just rip it in and win a big flip against Ponkanov? Anyways, we get the Ace Queen all in against the Jacks. Any Ace or Queen. A Jack on the river is also a straight. That will do. Ponkanov makes the nuts. And Probers out in 5th. We're down to 4 players. Ponkanov in 1st with a big stack and a king and a 3 in the big blind. Flopping a pair of 3s. Jack 9 for Drew Durs as a backdoor straight draw. 2 live cards with the jack and the 9. 5 blinds in the middle. Ponkanov thinking about a lead here. Interesting. 2 blinds is the lead, and Drew Durs will probably just get out of there. Nice job by Ponkanov. Nice job? I don't know. Do we just want to bet and take the pot down there with the pair of 3s? Is that our objective? I got no idea with leads. Yeah, like if there's one thing I've never heard a very good poker player speak on, it's leads. It's not that they're bad, and it's not that there isn't developed strategies, but it's one thing I've just never looked into. So I've got no idea. I really need to look into it. Anyways, Ponkanov with a king and a 10 is going to go for a 3-bet. It's suited and booted. Drew Durs with a suited and booted king 10 in the big. We'll let that go. Wizzo Wizzo with pocket 8s. Forward-handed becomes a much stronger holding. Do we 4-bet? Or do we just call and play a pot out of position? Seems very reasonable. Queen 10-8. Nope. Queen 10-6. My apologies. No set for Wizzo Wizzo. Just a pair of 8s and a pair of 10s for Ponkanov. 13 blinds in the middle. Looks like a Ponkanov check. Right? The middle pairs like checks, backdoor royal flush draw. Ponkanov bets 3.3 blinds. Get a Wizzo Wizzo call 9 on the turn. Picking up a straight draw to the jack or the 7. 20 blinds in the middle. We do see a free river, which is the 7 of clubs. Wizzo Wizzo will take this pot down with the straight. Ponkanov with a nut blocker with that king. Sees a 12 blind lead on the river. Probably just lets go of the pair 10s. Are we ever curious enough to call? Something tells me it's going to be a jam or a fold. There's only 21 blinds behind, so the jam's a little bit less likely. So I'm leaning towards a fold from Ponkanov, who's played a very strong game. They go deep in the tank here. They might click the call button now. Every possibility is out there. Rip. Do it now. Rip it all in. No, they just tank and fold. Good stuff by Ponkanov. Big pot does slide Wizzo's way. Drew dares with the ace and the jack, and the small is in a weird spot. Ponkanov raises from the cutoff. Jack 10-0. The weird thing is 33 blinds. Like, we don't really want to rip it all in, but we do want to go for a 3-bet. What size do we go? Drew dares makes it 8 blinds, and we'll take it down pre. 6-7 for the cow from the cutoff. 50 blinds. I don't think we play. Folds around to Wizzo in the small with King 5-0, who limps it in. Ponkanov with a 4 and a 2 with the same suit in the big. Less CRAs, Ponkanov. We got that big stack. Let's just throw these chips around. There it is, 3.5 blinds. Wizzo come in for a 3-bet. 2 9.5. Nah, they just fold, and we see Ponkanov take it down pre. Ace 8 for Ponkanov in the small. Covering the cow, might just raise and take it down pre. 3.5 blinds is the size. 4-3 for the cow. Not much they can do here. King 4 for the cow. Folds to him in the small. Limps it in. Queen 2 for Drew dares. They raise to 3.5 blinds and take it down pre. So we all got 28 grand locked up. Still got plenty more to play for with 88 up top. So there's about 60 left to collect. And, well, there's what? Fuck, I'm trying to do math. What's like 41 minus 28? What a difficult equation. And my brain is just not producing it. So 420. Oh, shit. 9,000? No, that wouldn't make sense. 9 plus something. No, that wouldn't make sense. 13,000. It's about a $13,000 ladder. I got no idea why I couldn't do the math there. It really doesn't matter. I'm just trying to say some things as we see a couple of junk holdings. We're just waiting for a nice big cooler. Wizzo with the King 7. Let's see some post-flop action. Limps it in. Ponkanov with Ace 8 suited. Might raise it up. And then does Wizzo just fold and preserve chips? I want to see a wide 3-bet from Wizzo. I know they like the clicking games pre-flop. There it is, 10 blinds. This is what we were waiting for. Ponkanov, don't fold. Let's see a call. We want to see, yes, we want to see a 20 blind pot. I don't care who wins. 20 blinds in pre-flop. King 10, 6 flop, 1 diamond for Ponkanov. Backdoor straight draws. Wizzo again with top pair. Bets 4 blinds. That's a very fair price for Ponkanov. But the more you think about it, they should probably get out of there at some point. Yeah, Ponkanov just folds on the flop. King 7 for Drew, who will open it on up. Town in the big with 5-4 suited. Oh, are they going to 3-bet? Oh, I don't know why I thought the tank was coming in a 3-bet. Anyways, Drew dares flops the flush draw. A little pair for Town with the straight draw. Backdoor flush draw going on. 5 blinds in the middle. 1 1/4 is the bet by Drew dares in position. Town likely to call. 6 of clubs, so Drew has the board locked up. Just the cow. And the cow tanks. Checks. Drew bets large, takes the pot down. Not too large, 4.3 blinds to about 7.5. I think a straight draw on a pair still has to fold when the flush completes. See what the cow thinks. Cow says call, queen of spades on the river. 16 blinds in the middle. Drew dares will go for another healthy value bet. What size? I think it has to be under 14 and more than 12. 13. Seems reasonable. Drew goes in the tank here. We'll see what they go with. 14.5 is a big bet, half of their stack, and they'll take the pot down swiftly as the cow gets out of there with that little pair of 4s. Queen 10 for Wizzo will open from the cutoff, 4-handed. Juders with the ace-9 in the big. We'll see a flop here as I think they play call. Town in the small with king-2 is thinking about something here in last place position, but they do just find the fault. Ace-9 calls and flops. Top 2. Wizzo with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Range advantage. They go for a big bet. 3.5 blinds. I'd love to see a turn here, but I think Drew raises and takes it down. What size do we go? Whoa, Drew calls, makes a boat on the turn here. They got this board locked up. Do we lead? No, let him bluff. Nicely done by Drew, who checks it on over to Wizzo again. Kind of want to see Wizzo blast off, even though, of course, Juders would just call him down. King of Hearts on the river completes the flush. Wizzo with that Queen of Hearts. Does Drew block bet? Wizzo raises? Drew block bets. Wizzo just folds. What's going on here? Drew was in the tank. They bet 7 blinds. Of the options, I suppose they're still trying to get called by like a pair of aces. Wizzo with that Queen of Hearts. We'll see if it induces a bluff as they go in the tank here. I'm just wondering about Juders' options on the river here. They could have checked it over, let Wizzo try to bluff. They felt like maybe that wasn't the right play. Wizzo does make it 19 blinds, 12 more to call. Obviously, Juders pretty ecstatic about the situation, is at least calling. Probably gonna rip. I don't know if we call. I think we just rip, try to get called by a flush. Juders sticks in the last 20 blinds. Wizzo swiftly gets out of there. Juders now in first place with about 70 blinds. Bonkanov with 5-6 suited will raise from the cutoff. Juders calls from the small with ace-10 of hearts. And we get an ace-queen jack flop. 1 club for Bonkanov. Drew with top pair, straight draw, backdoor rail, flush draw. Ooh, interesting little 3 of clubs on the turn here as Bonkanov checks back the flop. 5 blinds in the middle. Drew with the toppest of pairs. Sizes up a bet here, 3.5 blinds. Bonkanov does pick up that flush draw, but they're not getting the best price. They both have plenty of chips behind, about 48, so we get a call and an 8 of clubs on the river, so Bonkanov's flush completes. 12 blinds will slide their way, and if I'm Drew, I block bet 10% and fold to a raise. Drew says, fuck all of that, we'll just check. But then don't we call a bet here? And Bonkanov goes large. If Drew can just fold to the bet on the river, then they just save themselves 1.2 blinds. Bonkanov bets about 12 into about 12. Oh boy, and Drew goes in the tank. They block the 10-9, the king-10, top pair, and Drew folds and saves himself 1.2 blinds. Nicely done. Ace-6, Juders will raise. Wizzo with ace-7 in the small, we'll let that go. Queen-8 for Bonkanov in the big. Bonkanov calls 6-2-2 flop. Juders with top pair, top kicker, backdoor flush draw. Bonkanov with 2 overs, backdoor flush draw. Paired board. Drew bets. Bonkanov folds. We're moving along. Ace queen for Wizzo. They'll raise it on up off the 35 blind stack from the button. Town in the big with the 6-5. 6-5 in the big. Town calls. King 8-4 flop. A little straight draw to the 7 for the cow. They get a great price, 1.5 blinds. They play call. Could have check raised. Ace queen sees a jack on the turn. Picks up a straight draw to the 10, and the ace queen is still best. Lots of draws out there. Wizzo could value bet again. Could just check and go to the river. We do check, go to the river, 8 of diamonds. Now we're in a weird spot with that ace of diamonds. All the straight draws miss. Front door flush draw misses. Queen of spades is probably a bad card to have. Ibo Town bets 8 blinds, full pot. And if I'm Wizzo, I wanted to call when I was talking about the ace of diamonds. When I started talking about the queen of spades, I didn't want to call anymore. How about a bluff then? Did we just jam? Because that ace of diamonds is pretty powerful. Don't want to call. But we do see a call from the ace high, and Wizzo will take it down. Ibo Town gets punished with the bluff there with the straight draw missed. Ace jack for Wizzo. They'll open it on up. Ace 6 for Ibo Town in the small. They are not tilted. They just let it go. Ace king for Ponkanov. They'll open it on up and take it down pretty. That was a very impressive call by Wizzo, even with that queen of spades. They just said all the straight draws miss. I think I have to call down here. And they were right. Queen 10 for Drew Durs. The big stack on the button with about 53 blinds. Bets and takes it down pretty. Wizzo with 8-4 on the button. We'll let it go. Suited and booted. Punking off with 10-9 in the small. Ace 3 for Ibo Town in the big. We get a limp and don't know. Do we check Ace 3? What do we do here? What do? We do check Ace 6-3 flop. All good news for the cow. No flush draw. Plenty of straight draws. Excuse me. Ponkanov leads a blind. We get a call from Ibo Town. King of spades on the turn. Brings in a little flush draw. Ibo Town blocks the flush draw. Blocks the straight draw. Do we bet because of those properties? We block hands that call us. Ponkanov says we go for a big bet. 4 blinds into 4.5. Ibo Town calls 5 of spades on the river. So the flush completes, and if I'm Ponkanov, I yoink it in all in dealer. Yes, I do. Ibo Town swiftly calls. And 42 blinds slide their way. Ponkanov back in last place. 25 blinds for him. Still has plenty of opportunities to get back in the game. The Jack 7 suited. Ibo Town with a couple of kings in the small will be a raise from the button. A 3-bet from the small. There's could always 4-bet king 6 suited. Cal makes it 6.8 blinds. Drew quickly folds, and same with Ponkanov. King 8 for Ponkanov. 9-9 for the cow. Get an open to 2 blinds. I don't know what to do with 9s. Do we just call here? Cow will think about it for a second. Stick in another 3-bet, this time to 5 blinds in position. Ponkanov might be pissed off and just rip it in. Ibo Town calls. Does Ponkanov ever call pre-flop here? 3 blinds, do pot of 12. No, we just rip it in and get it in pre-flop. We're looking for a king or a queen. There's no clubs out there. There's no chop pots. Jack of clubs on the river. Ponkanov is gone in 4th, collecting $28,000. So we got 41 locked up. Good news. Got about a 19K ladder to 2nd place, and then we play heads up for about $27,000. Wizzo with Jack 7 flops top pair. Little straight draw for the cow, looking for a 4. We see the 5 of hearts completing the rainbow on the turn here. The cow might go for a bluff now. 3.5 blinds is an overbet. Nicely done by Wizzo. They're going to call. Swiftly calls Jack of hearts on the river. Goes check. Cow might bluff again. No, nicely done by the cow just to put in a bluff on the turn and give it on up. Wizzo with the boat. We'll take it on down. A couple of 6s will raise it on up. Cow with king jack in the small. I think a 3-bet comes in, and then Wizzo. Oh no, we just play call. 4-4-2 flop. Wizzo bet 1.8 blinds. The cow thinking about a float here. No reason to fold. They do play call. 9 of hearts on the turn. 9 blinds in the middle. Wizzo might bet again to protect. 5.5 blinds, and that might get the cow out of there. Like some of the straight draws, like ace 5, ace 3 are better than you. Do you bluff? Whoa, interesting hand. The cow thinks about it and lets her go. Ace 3, cow will raise the button. Wizzo will let go of their bullshit in the big. 63 blinds for the cow. Drew Durs with 52 will raise the button with king 10. Not much doing for the other two. 5-7 does call pre. We get an ace 9-2 flop. No pairs for nobody. Small bet by Drew. In position will take the pot down. 7 jack for Wizzo on the button. Looks like an open. Jack 9 for Ibo Town in the small. We could always 3-bet. They like a good call though. 8-7-2 flop. We go check. Deuce on the turn. The board is pretty well locked up for. No, they got 9 or 10 still. My apologies. They got the straight draw to the 10. Ibo Town with the big heart leads out 3.8 blinds. Wizzo going nowhere with the pair and flush draw. 4 clubs on the river completes the 5-6 straight, but more importantly the flush for Wizzo. Ibo Town with the missed straight draw with the jack 9. Bets 3.5 blinds. Wizzo will raise it on up. I don't think they have a lot of time bank, so they're gonna have to swiftly make a decision. It would be kind of funny if they have a lot of time bank. Yeah, like 30 seconds is a lot more than I thought. I thought they had like 2 seconds of time bank. They got 30 seconds. They got all the time in the world to make a decision there. 9-9 for Drew. We'll limp it on in. 10-3 for Wizzo flops 2 pairs on the 10-8-3 flop. Drew with 3 in a row. We'll check it on over. Wizzo bets a blind. Drew will play call. We're off to the turn. The king is spades, so Drew solely looking for a 9. 4 blinds in the middle. Wizzo with the 2 pairs will bet again. 3.8. Big bet, but Drew. Oh, Drew does just let her go. Nicely done with the 9 and the 9. Very nicely done. 10-9. Drew will open the button. King Jack calls the small. Ibo Town in the big will let go of 5-4-0. Pair and straight draw versus a pair and straight draw. Queen Jack 9 flop goes check 4 on the turn. 5.4 blinds in the middle. Wizzo leads 1.8. Drew is in a pickle. I think you have to call one. Looking for an 8 or king, a 9, ace of hearts on the river. So Drew does have a bluffing hand. Wizzo checks over the king jack. I don't know if the 9 has much showdown here. Overbet. Drew will go in the tank. 4 seconds for Drew. Oh, there we go. I knew one of the players had no time bank. Drew with the no time bank. Bets about 8 blinds and a 9. Very interesting spot for the king jack. An overcard. The flush completes. And Wizzo sniffs it out. Finds a call with the king and the jack on the river. 40 blinds for Drew Durs still, but Wizzo in first place now with 72. Ibo Town with the 6-4. We'll limp it on in. 10-5 for Drew. Checks it on back. Ace Queen 6 flop goes check. And I don't know. Backdoor straight draw for Drew. 10 high we check. See a king on the turn. Drew will elect to bet once they pick up some equity to the jack turn, and Ibo Town folds the pair 6s. It's nicely done by Drew to pick up a little pot there. 8-7 limps it in. Wizzo with a 9 in the 4. We'll check it on back. 10-7-4 flop. Only bottom pair this time. 8 on the turn. A little straight draw for Wizzo to the 6 or jack, however. A 9 or 4 also work. Get the 10 of diamonds. Drew Durs says my 2 pairs counterfeit, but I still have the best hand often here. Drew checks it on over, giving Wizzo a chance to bluff with a missed heart draw or some shit. And the river goes check. Drew takes a small pot. actually 5-4 raised and took it down pre. 3-2 for Wizzo. Wizzo will pass on the button. Drew Durs gets a walk with Queen 2. Ace 5 for Ibo Town. We'll raise the button. Wizzo with 5-3. Oh, we'll call the big. We get an Ace 8-6 flop. Ibo Town bets top pair. And Wizzo gets out of there. Ace Jack for Wizzo. Probably a raise. They go 4 blinds. Ibo Town with King 7-0 in the big. They're thinking raise here, I think. There's the raise 10 blinds. Get a call. Ace Jack 5 flop. Good news for Wizzo. Ibo Town without a diamond. Could always pull the trigger on some bluffs though. So we'll see if it's good news for the 2 pairs or not. We still have to call the flop bet. We'll see a turn. 5 blinds is the size, about a quarter pot. Wizzo tinks it over, puts in the raise to 14 blinds on a 3 flush board with top 2 pairs. Nicely done. Wizzo takes it down. We have another break to skip through. Oops, missed the pre-flop action here. Wizzo will open up Queen 9. King 9 defends the big. We get a King Queen 3 flop. Small flop bet by Wizzo with a pair of queens. Drew Durs calls the pair of kings. We get a 6 on the turn. Turn goes check. 5 of diamonds completes the flush and a few straights. Drew Durs with the top pair and a flush blocker. Looks good enough for a little bet ski. Drew bets quite large, actually 5.5 blinds. Quick call from the pair of queens, and Drew takes down about a 20 blind pot. 2-6 will limp it in. Queen 10 for Wizzo in the big blind. Might bump it up here. 3 blinds is the size, and Drew quickly folds. And 9 again for Drew on the button. We'll open it on up. Wizzo thinking about something with 10-3. Oh, but they do let it go. King 7 for Ibo Town in the big folds. Seven 2 will limp it in. King 2 for Drew. We'll raise it up to 3.5 blinds and takes it down pretty. Six is raised for Ibo Town. Wizzo with an ace and a 10 in the big blind. We'll call Queen 9-5 flop. Wizzo tinks and checks it on over. Backdoor straight draw for Wizzo. 2 live cards with the ace and 10. Sees a small bet and calls. Picks up straight draws on the jack turn. Five of clubs is also interesting as the board pairs. Wizzo blocks the best flush and does block the straight. King 10 and 10-8. I think if they bet, they take the pot down and they bet big. 15 blinds into 8 and they do get the job done. King 7 for Wizzo. Queen Jack. Queen Jack for Ibo Town in the big. Sees a limp. Queen Jack 4 flop. Goes check. Bet. Wizzo thinking about a float, and they find it with the king high. Ibo Town in position bets another 3 blinds. And Wizzo gets out of there. Queen 9, Wizzo on the button. We'll raise it on up. Drew Durs with King 7 in the big. We'll call Ace 8 4 flop. Looks like a good board for Wizzo to bet and take down. 1.8 blinds is the size, and that gets the job done. 6-5 for Drew. King 3 for Wizzo. Limp and a raise and a fold. Three blinds is the size. Does Drew say we're off to a flop? Smaller size by Wizzo here. No, we're off to the next hand instead. 8-10 Drew on the button. We'll just let it go. 2-5 for Wizzo in the small. 10-7 for the cow in the big. They're gonna walk. Nine 7 for Drew. 6-7 for Wizzo. We get an ace 9-7 flop, so this is a little bit of interestingness. Drew might go for a raise, and then Wizzo's in a pickle with the backdoor straight flush draw in bottom pair. 5.5 blinds is the size from Drew. 1.22 was the original raise from Wizzo, so it's a little bit bigger. I don't know if we call here. We might be priced out of the pot. Wizzo does just let it go. Queen 3 for Drew. Wizzo with 10-7-0. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. Jack 5-5 goes check. Check. 9 on the turn. Drew leads out 1.8 blinds with queen high. We get a call from the straight draw. King on the river. Wizzo blocks queen 10. Same with Drew does. River goes check, and the queen high will take the pot. A6 for the cow will get a walk. 7-7 versus Jack 6. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. If Drew raises, Ibo10 will 3-bet all in. 9-5-3 flop. Pretty good for your 7-7. Ibo10 checks it on over, prepared to call the Betsky. Instead, we go to the free for turn, or to the turn for free. We go to the free for turn, he says. 4 of clubs. Straight draw for Drew. Straight draw for the cow. With the pair, they bet 1.5 blinds out of position. We get a call at 10 on the river. Abotown bets another 4 blinds, and that will get the missed straight draw off the pot, of course. Queen 8 for Drew, ace 8 for Wizzo. We get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. 8-5-3 goes interesting. Just goes bet call, 6 on the turn. Turn goes check. Pot size bet. Both players again with top pair. Pretty dirty spot for Drew. I wonder if we just call down though. 3 on the river. We're just calling down. We're hoping our opponent has some sort of 4, some sort of 7. Oh, river goes check, and Wizzo will just take 17 blinds. Still a pretty sizable pot goes their way. Ace jack for Drew. We'll open it on up from the button. The other 2 is shit hands. Ace 9 Wizzo opens the button. 6-5 for Drew in the big. They'll just fold. Preserve every penny. Queen 7 limps it in. Wizzo with a jack and an 8 will check it back. Ace jack 6 flop. Goes check, 6 on the turn. Whiz is a whiz with the pair. Drew with nothing. Queen high. Not too ecstatic about the situation. Checks it on over to Wizzo, who will bet for value. Try to get called by a 3 or king high, queen high. 1.7 blinds is the size, and Drew gets out of there with that queen. A queen and a 6 for Wizzo. They'll limp it in. King 4 for the cow in the big blind. They check it on back. Queen jack 4 flop. Bottom pair for the cow. Backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. Sees a 1 blind bet. Makes 3 of a kind on the turn. Wizzo with top pair queens. Checks it on over. Surely they're prepared to call a turn bet. Even an over bet probably. The cow bets 3.5 blinds. Not big enough. Wizzo will call, I think. Do we race the turn? No way, hey. 5 of clubs on the river, so the cow's 3 of a kind holds up. 11 blinds in the middle. We'll get a few more. I think they bet like 7. 11. Huge bet by the cow. Wizzo goes in the tank. I think I would call. Wizzo certainly the player we want to see. Finds the call in the end. And they see the bad news, of course. Sideboard Town with 43 blinds will limp it on in second place position, covering Drew now. They're going to flop a pair and a flush draw. That's pretty good news for Drew. Sideboard Town with the straight draw to the 9 and the overcard with the jack will bet 1 blind. We get a call and a 10 on the turn. Drew feels a little bit more comfy with that 8. Town thinking things through with a newfound stack. Goes for a bluffski, 3 blinds in the middle. 3 blinds to the middle. 4.4 in the middle. Sorry. Getting a little exhausted here. King 8 calls. 5 on the river. 10 blinds in the middle. Town gives up the bluff. Does Drew sneak out a value bet here? Would be kind of cool to see. Flush misses. They got that pair of 8s and a good kicker. Town, of course, with jack high wouldn't call. River goes check. Drew with an ace and a 10 in the small will limp it on in. Wizzo with a jack and a 3 in the big blind might raise it on up and try to take it down pre, but Drew will say no sirree. Wizzo just checks. Queen 9-4 flop goes bet, fold, and Wizzo with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw calls. We get the 10 of spades on the turn. Very interesting card as both players pick up a flush draw. Drew Durs with a better flush draw and a pair. Wizzo can still get there with a straight though. An 8 or a king. A jack also works. 3 won't get the job done. A spade would have been dirty for both. For Wizzo. 3 on the river. They block some 2 pairs. Do they try to get a 9 or a 10 to fold? Maybe a 4. Just bet large. Rep the flush. Drew Durs sniffs out a call. 7 blinds is the size. We'll see if Drew can find it. This is a very important pot as there's 14 in the middle. Another 7 would make it 21, of course. First place position. Drew lets her go. Oh no! Wizzo showing off some wizardry, taking the pot down. Ace 6 for Town. Jack 5 for Drew, raising the button. A little bit ticked off, I bet. Dang, I bet if they had more time, they would have thought that one through and found the call, but unfortunately, they just have no time bank. Did Town 3 bet there and take it down pre? Oh no! 6-7 for the cow. We'll raise 6 blinds. Nope, 3.5 blinds from the small. Get a call from the queen and the 9 and a 9-4-2 flop. Cow with some backdoor straight draws. Drew with top pair. Cow continues to tell the story and bets 2.22 blinds into 7.4. Get a call from Drew. Deuce on the turn. It would be kind of cool to see the cow just go 3 streets here. Put the pressure on the pair 9. See if Drew calls down. No equity bluff, but 7 high. We are going to see a second barrel, 8.5 blinds from the cow here. Sizes up the river jam. Like if the flush completes, like put like the jack of spades on the turn. Or sorry, river. Jack of diamonds, not quite what I'm looking for. Ivo Town probably gives up the bluff. Drew Durs checks it back and wins the 29 blinds in the middle. Unless the cow just goes 3 streets here with 7 high. Again, 29 blinds in the middle. The cow will check it on over. Drew survives. Whew, the cow is putting some pressure on him though. So that's kind of cool to see. Queen 9 will tink and check it back. 52 blinds for Drew. They got an ace and a 3 in the small. They'll limp it on in. Wizzo Wizzo with a 10 and a 2. Raises to 3 blinds. Drew will call. Do we ever 3-bet? No, we just call. 9-5-4 flop. Got a straight draw for Drew to the 2. Wizzo Wizzo with the backdoor straight draw. Checks it back. 3 on the turn. Interesting card is Drew's got a little showdown value. Better than the ace X with that pair of 3. Wizzo Wizzo picks up a straight draw to the ace or 6, and they find it on the river. 6 of diamonds. 6 blinds will slide their way. Drew checks it on over to him once again. There's also a 1-liner to a 7, so Wizzo Wizzo won't overbet, I don't think, but they do still bet about half, a little bit more. 3.8 blinds into 6.4. Drew might be curious enough to call. Nice fold. Nice disciplined fold. 3-5 for Wizzo Wizzo. Thinking about a raise here. 3 blinds is the size. 10-2 for the cow, and the big will let that go. 3-4 suited for Wizzo Wizzo. Looks like they're going to open it on up. King 2 for the cow in the small. I don't know why I thought they were going to 3-bet, but I thought it was coming in. They just let that go. 5-6. The cow will open the button. 8-8 for Drew. No, 5-6 hits the muck. Drew limps it in. Jack 7 checks it back. King 7-7 flop. Very fair. Very fair as Wizzo Wizzo makes 3 of a kind. Drew with that pair of 8s. Still has the full house draw. Sees a 1 blind bet on the paired board. No draws out there. Get a call. 3 on the turn. Of the cards to come, that's a pretty fair one. Drew's probably going to find another call on the turn in this small pot. Just a few straight draws, a flush draw or 2. Wizzo Wizzo bets 4 blinds, which is not necessarily the best news. But I think we still call again. 9 of spades on the river. 12 blinds in the middle. Yikes. Now I don't know what to do. Wizzo Wizzo will bet large. I don't know if an overbet comes in here. Maybe. Just slight overbet. Slightly under pot. 11 blinds into 12. And if I'm Drew, I don't know. I was thinking call. They just swiftly fold, which is nice to see. Preserving chips. Staying alive. 42 blinds. Raising it up. Ace 8 for Wizzo Wizzo in the small. We'll stick in a 3-bet to 6.5 blinds. Drew didn't want to see this. Might just fold. Boppity bop. What's going on here? A king and a 3 for Wizzo Wizzo on the button. We'll just fold. King 7 gets a walk. Queen 6 for Drew, limps it in. 7-4 for Wizzo. They check it back. King, Queen 6 flop. 2 pairs lead to blind, and Wizzo Wizzo will get out of there with 7 high. Not much doing there. Queen 8, Drew will raise the button. Suited and booted. Ivo Town in the big with a Jack 8-0. Place call. Jack high board. Good news for the cow. About 5 blinds will go their way. I don't know if Drew bets the straight draw. They do elect to 1.2 blinds. Cal quickly calls ace of spades on the turn. We'll see if Drew fires away here. 7 blinds in the middle. Fire away, Drew. There it is, 2.4 blinds, and that will get him off the pot. Nicely done by the Drew Durs instead of the cow. I almost said the cow, but they folded. So obviously it wasn't a nice job done by the cow. But you know, king for Wizzo, ace 5 for Ibo Town, ace 3 for Drew will fold to small. Wizzo will 3-bet the big. They make it 5 blinds to go, and Ibo Town swiftly folds. Nicely done. E7 for Drew. They'll open it on up to 2 blinds and take it down pre. Ace 5 for Wizzo will come in for the open. And take it down pre. We got a queen and a jack for Wizzo. King 8 for Drew, limps it in. Got another raise from Wizzo to 3 blinds, of course. Drew thinking about a 3-bet. Makes it 10 blinds to go. Wizzo might play call here. Just a little disrespectful as Drew Durs has picked their spots wisely. Do we just rip instead? What a weird spot for Wizzo, but they do play call. Queen high board. Bad news for Drew. They got a backdoor straight draw or 2. A live card with that king. That 8 is no good. Drew will continue to tell this. Oh, he checks it on over. 20 blinds in the middle. Drew gives up the bluff. Sees a 4 blind bet and can't continue. Alright. Do we ever raise? No, I think we just have to fold. And Drew gets out of there. Aces for Wizzo. We get a king 4 open from the button. 7-5 for Ivo Town. Aces will 3-bet and take it down pre. 5.5 blinds is the size. Drew could always get in a clicking battle here and make it like 11, but they just say I'm gonna fold and get the hell out of here. 10-7, Drew will get a walk. So the cow with 11 blinds as blinds go or have gone up. 9-9 for Drew, limping it in. Jack and a 2 for Wizzo. We get a king 6-2 flop. Drew bets a blind. Get a call from the pair of 2s. King on the turn. Pairs the board. There's 4.4 blinds in the middle. Drew gives up. Wizzo bets 1.3. 1.5. Drew will play call. I was thinking, what do we do on the turn here? We don't necessarily want it to go check. It's a small pot. We don't want to see like a heart on the river and a big bet. So we'll just play call on the turn and check on the river again, I suppose. Drew plays the hand just fine. Takes down. And they get the ace king facing another 3-bet from Wizzo. Wizzo's queen 8 suited. Drew might rip it in and take it down pre here. Now this is the spot we could also click it back. Make it like 9.5 blinds. 11.5 is the size from Drew. Wizzo will say this is scary, yo. Hopefully they just let it go. Preserve that big stack. 71 blinds move along for Wizzo. Only losing 5 there. Queen 6. Wizzo will open up the button. Ace 2 for the cow in the small. Uh-oh. And we're frozen. Whoa. That was some lickety split action there. Pair of 10s for Drew will just fold. Straight draw for Wizzo. We'll bet and take the pot down. 5-6. Wizzo will rip it in. The cow folds the worst hand in poker. Ace king. What the hell? There's the 7s. Drew Durs and Ibo Town have one. Ace king flops top pair, bottom pair for Drew. Backdoor flush draw. Wizzo will bet and large at that, so Drew might just get out of there with the pair of 7s. Backdoor flush draw. No backdoor straight draw. Pair of 7s. Call? What the hell is going on, Drew? There's the call. 5 on the turn. Bad news for Wizzo. They're going to need an ace, a king, or a jack. What an interesting little 5 on the turn here. 12 blinds in the middle. 11 blinds is the bet, and Drew is going to stick it all in. And then Wizzo says, what the fuck, dude? There's no way ace king is good here if you face a jam. You see, I've been in a lot of these situations of late. They always jam. I always call with top pair, top kicker, and I always get shown 2 pairs. So why would I even call? And then I started to think to myself, do you just check back the turn there as Wizzo just bet folds? So maybe you just bet fold because you're never good there. Once they jam, of course, but you still go for a bet. As ace 6 for the cow will rip and take it down pre. Very interesting spot there as Drew will take down a big pot. 55 blinds for him, 57 for Wizzo, 10 for the cow. 6-8 Wizzo opens from the button and takes it down pre. 10-7 for Drew, limps it in. Queen jack for Wizzo gets the toppest of pairs as Drew's got that second pair. Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Wizzo in position, bets 1.5 blinds. We get an ace on the turn, so Wizzo picks up a straight draw to the king. Drew might be a little bit scared about that ace. King queen makes a straight. Overcard to your 10. You're happy about the check back on the turn, not too happy about the 5 of clubs on the river as the flush completes. Drew checks. Wizzo says we'll just show this one down and wins the 5 blinds in the middle. Ace 4 Wizzo will rip for about 9 and take it down pre. 8-5 Wizzo will just fold. Queen 7 for the cow will rip and take it down pre. Ace and a queen versus ace 4. Could see some action here. We don't see too much action. It looks like a limp pot. King 7-2 flop. Get a 10 of diamonds on the turn. That'll slow action right down. Anyways, we get the ace on the river for diamonds. River goes bet call. About 5 blinds slide Drew's way. And they get a queen and a 9. They'll raise from the button and take it down pre. Queen 8 for Wizzo. Ace 6 for Town might rip it in for the 8 blinds. Suited and booted from the small blind with that ace. Town rips. Queen 8 will get out of the way. The cow will take it down pre. Jack 10 and Jack 2. Wizzo gets a walk. Queen 6 Drew will open. Take it down pre. 10-10 Wizzo will double up Town with the queens in the small. 10 blinds will rip it all in. Quick call from Wizzo with about 20%. Just looking for a 10 dealer. No 10s. Town survives with about 21 blinds, 22 blinds. Good shit. Queen jack, Town right back in there. Ace 8 for Drew in first place position. Might stick in a 3-bet. A call is also possible, but the 5.5 blind raise comes in. I don't know if we just want to rip it here in Town's shoes. We don't want to fold, so we find the call. King, queen, 9 flop. Like a good board for Drew to bet, not good for their hand. Town with that second pair straight draw wouldn't fold to a small bet on the flop. Drew checks, Town checks, 8 on the turn, both players with a pair. That just means showdown value, so there's probably not any bets going in. Like I don't think Town bets on the turn here with the pair of queens, straight draw on a 3 flush board, deuce on the river. Drew doesn't have a great reason to bluff. Beats him like ace jack, ace 10. I'll lose to a bunch of diamonds, kings, queens. Town checks and wins the 12 blinds in the middle. Jack 8 We'll limp it on in. Jack 9 for the cow. Is cow thinking raise here? They were. They check it back. Jack 9 3 flop. 2 pairs. First top pair for Wizzo Wizzo, who leads out 1.5 blinds into 2.4. Cow's thinking call. No, yeah, they do call. Ace on the turn. Bad news for Wizzo Wizzo. Bad news for cow. Bad news for everybody. Wizzo Wizzo will slow down. Cow will bet large. Wizzo Wizzo will call. We'll be off to the river. River will go check, bet, fold, irregardless of the card, unless it's an 8 or a jack. That's a non-diamond. Nah, Wizzo Wizzo would call 2 pair on a diamond river. 3 of a kind on a diamond river, yeah. Anyways, we get the king of diamonds. I might just go check, check, and 2 pairs will take the pot down. If I'm Ibo Town, I like a value bet, but I don't think Wizzo Wizzo gets out of hand and calls you down here. They might even have a sneaky ace 9, king 9. Ace 9 would check raise the turn, I think. Anyways, the pair of jacks for Wizzo Wizzo will get the heck out of there. 2-9 for the cow. They're going to limp it on in. 2-6 for Drew in the big. Ibo Town flops a flush. Nothing doing for Drew. 2.4 blinds in the middle. They pick up a little straight draw to the 4. See what size cow goes for here. 1.5 blinds. Don't think Drew calls. They fold 6 high. 4-4 versus 6-6. A little bit of interestingness here. Limp pot. Checks it back. Jack 10-3 flop. Goes check. Check. Deuce on the turn. Turn goes check. Bet call. 1.5 blinds is the size. We'll put about 5.4 in the middle. Jack of clubs on the river completes the flush, pairs the board. Does Wizzo Wizzo find another value bet? No. Check it down. 5.4 blinds. Slide Wizzo Wizzo's way. Ace 9 for Drew will open up the button. Jack 7 for the cow in the big. We'll just let it go. Ooh, king king versus ace jack. Does this get in pre? 3-handed? Big raise from Wizzo Wizzo. Ibo Town 3 bets. Wizzo Wizzo jams. Does Ibo Town call? Depending on the size, they 3 bet. They make it 8.2 blinds. Feels like they're 3 betting to call all ins. We'll see what happens here. Wizzo Wizzo could always call. They click it to 14 blinds. Not quite what Ibo Town wanted to see. They will rip it in. Excuse me. Ace. Oh, there's a bunch of aces. Wizzo Wizzo looking for a king. They're down to 6.5 blinds. Is 72 blinds. Slide Ibo Town's way. Then you get a queen jack suited. We'll rip it all in. 44 blinds effective. And they take it down. Jack 3 for Wizzo Wizzo will rip it in. Cow calls with the 9-10. No, sorry, 9-6 suited. Oh, he just folds. Interesting. Preserves the situation, I suppose. Jack 9 for Wizzo Wizzo will rip it in from the button. King 6 for Drew in the big is the slightest of favorites, so they'll find the call. Flop a pair of 6s, just looking for a jack or a 9. We see the 7 of hearts on the river. 14 blinds will slide Drew's way as we lose Wizzo Wizzo in 3rd place, who collects 41 grand for their efforts. Very strong showing from them, but unfortunately loses with the kings versus ace jack. Fucking poker stars, yo. Queen 3 for Drew goes for the 2.2 blind open size. Flops a pair of 3s. Backdoor flush draw. Bets 1.5 blinds in position. Ibo Town with the backdoor straight draws. Backdoor flush draw. Thinking check raise. Plays call, actually. 10 of hearts on the turn. No straight draw, but the flush draw for Ibo Town. And again, that little pair of 3s for Drew. They'll check it on back. 5 on the river. So 5-6 does make a straight. And look at that 5 in Ibo Town's holding. They bet 7.5 blinds, repping the straight. And Drew will fold to 3. Cool stuff to get the heads up battle going. 10-3 for Ibo Town. We'll raise and take it down pre. 5-10 for Drew in position. We'll raise. Jack 2 for Ibo Town. Thinks 3-bet. Thinks 3-bet. Thinks long. And folds. 2-4 for 7-2. We get a limp and a check and a queen. 9-8 flop. Boring shit. 4 high will bet and 7 high hits the muck. 9-3. Drew limps it in on the button. 5-4 checks it back. Interesting little board here. 10-8-7 all hearts. Goes check check. Ace of hearts on the turn. Drew makes a little flush with the 3 hearts. Ibo Town with 5 high will lead out a blind on the river. Drew snap calls and takes down a little pot. Ace King for the cow will raise and take it down pre. King Queen for Drew will raise. Ibo Town 8-5 suited in the big. Thinking call. Plays raise to 7.5 blinds. Drew gonna call. Drew goes in the tank and calls. King 3-3 flop. Bad news for Ibo Town. They have nothing. Top pair for Drew. 15 blinds in the middle. The cow will bet 4 blinds, looking to scoop the pot. Drew will say, hello. Hello, I'm still here, buddy. 4 blinds I call. 9 on the turn. The board is locked up for Drew. 23 blinds will slide their way. Cow gives up. 8 high. We'll check it on down. Drew will bet like half pot, maybe a little bit less. Do we ever give him a free river to try to let him bluff? There's a lot of draws out there. Drew bets a little under half pot and takes it down. King 6 sees a Jack 8 open. Ooh, look at this board. 8-5-2, 2 spades, top pair for the cow. Drew with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw going on. An overcard sees a juicy bet, 4 blinds into 5.25. Not what we're looking for. We might check raise still. Drew just lets her go. Says, I don't got the equity here to do anything. 7-5 for Drew. We'll raise and take it down pre. Queen 2, cow raises. 9-4 defends the big, suited and booted. King Jack 8 flop. All Ibo Town, who bets 1.5 blinds, and Drew swiftly folds. What's going on here? 10 and a 5 will open it on up. 6-3. Ibo Town likes himself a little tank. And a little raise with the suited connected stuff. Pre-flop 8 blinds. Ibo Town takes it down pre. King 3. Ibo Town raises the button. 9-5 defends the big. We get an ace 8-5 flop. 1 heart for Drew. Backdoor straight flush draw for the cow, who bets 1.5 blinds. Gets a call from Drew. 6 on the turn. So no straight flush draws here. We're just looking for a king. 5 of diamonds on the river, so Drew makes 3 of a kind. Ibo Town has a little bit of showdown value. Yikes. Like against what? Like other than missed clubs. Yeah, the cow just swiftly folds facing the bet on the river. Blinds go up. 6-8 will open the button for Drew. Jack 5 defends the big. Ace Queen 3 flop. Nothing for nobody. Backdoor straight draw, I suppose, and a backdoor flush draw for the cow. Oh, a few backdoor straight draws. They play call. 8 on the turn. No spade. Cow checks, picking up no equity. Drew makes a pair. Checks it on back. You see a 10 on the river, so King Jack and Jack 9 make it straight. Ibo Town sitting there with a jack. Thinks bluff. Bets 6 blinds into 7.7. And Drew says, I have a little bit of showdown value on a interesting little run out. They think about it for a second and find the fold. 5-2 for the cow, limps in. Drew with a pocket pair of 5s. Raises to 3.5 and takes it down. Queen 8 versus Jack 6. We get a raise and a call, and we're off to the flop. Cow thinks for half a second this time, which is good news. Queen 7-4 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Cow with a backdoor straight draw does see that 1.4 blind bet. Very small, but still finds the fold. Jack 7 will open it up. 8-7 will call. 10-7-2 flop goes check. Bet. call. Small bet, 1.5 blinds. Drew calls, queen on the turn. Eyebrow town with the straight draw. Bottom pair sevens, checks it on back. Queen on the river, we are chopping the pot. Queens and sevens with an ace kicker. Maybe eyebrow town bluffs? No, we chop. Jack 2 versus Jack 4. Limp and a check and an ace queen jack flop. Goes check check, 7 on the turn. Likely to chop this one on up as well. 7 on the river. What do you know? Ace kicker with jacks and sevens. 3 6 eyebrow town limps. 9 6 checks it back. Ace 8 6 flop goes check bet call. We're off to the turn. Jack of hearts. So we got chop possibilities. 5 is not one of them though. Drew will take this pot here. 4 blinds will slide their way. Queen 9 versus Queen 5 will get a raise and a call. Does cow 3-bet? They say I haven't 3-bet in a few hands. I'm going to think about it for a second, and then they click the call button. King 8 7 flop goes check check. 5 on the turn is good news for cow as they make a pair of 5s. Little straight draw to the 6 for Drew. Checks it back. Ace on the river goes check. Drew thinks. Drew bets 3 blinds and the 5 hits the muck. Nicely done by Drew. Queen 10 will limp it in. Drew with a 6 and a 4 in the big blind. Thinking raise here. Finds it. 4 blinds to go. Cow will play call. We'll see 3 cards and go from there. 8 blinds in the middle. Ace high board. Good news for Drew to continue to fire away. But Cow's got a little straight draw to the king on a 3 or on a rainbow ass board. 6 blinds is the bet though by Drew. 6 into 8.24. It's a big bet. The cow calls 3 on the turn. Or sorry, 2 on the turn. Holy shit, I can't even speak. Drew with a straight draw to the 5. Neither player with a heart, but both players showing big hearts in this holding here. Straight draw versus straight draw. Drew bets 13 blinds with 6 high and gets the queen high off the pot. 9 5 for Drew. They limp it on in. 8 3 for the cow. Checks it on back. Both players with straight draws again. No pairs this time though. Ace 4 2 flop goes check bet call. We're off to the turn. Cow tinks calls 7 of hearts. Completes the flush. Slows down Drew. The 9 high holds up. 9 high versus 8 high. 4 blinds in the middle. Eyebrow town bets 1 blind and takes the pot. Nicely done. 5 4 for the cow. They'll raise 2.5 blinds. Drew calls queen jack. Picks up a royal flush draw. Backdoor, that is. Immediate straight draw to the 10. The queen high is still best. 5 4 with a backdoor straight draw. 2 live cards. Smacks 1 on the turn. That 4 of spades is juicy. Drew picks up a flush draw. Eyebrow town makes a pair. They bet 7 blinds on the turn here with a pair of 4s. Ace king 9 flop goes check bet call. 4 on the turn brings in a flush draw. Drew says I've got a lot of equity here with a strong holding. 10 of diamonds or holy fuck. 10 of spades. I suppose it doesn't matter. 10 of diamonds would have given Drew the hand as well. Anyways, Drew makes the flush, the second nut flush, and takes the pot down. Both players with a pair of 5s. Flop goes check check. Ace 8 5. Get a queen of hearts on the turn. Drew picks up a little flush draw. We check it down to the river. 3 of spades. Is this a chop or is this no, this is a value bet, isn't it? Drew bets 1 blind. It doesn't even get called though. Nicely done by the cow. 9 7 versus 8 3. Cow races 2.2 and takes it down pre. Jack 7 for Drew, raises 2 blinds. Cow with a 6 and a 5 finds the call. Jack 6 3 flop. Drew bets 3.2 blinds. Cow with that pair of 6s finds a call. Juicy 8 on the turn. Both players with straight draws. Drew looking for a 10 or jack or 10. Bet 7 blinds. Cal looking to hold on up with that pair of sixes. A 7 will give him a straight as well. Jack 10 or 5. My apologies. Drew had a few more outs to the 5 as well. Ibotown will find the fold. We'll swiftly move fast forward. We'll fast forward, swiftly move through the break. 9-9 versus Queen Jack. We get a raise and a call, and a raise and a 3-bet. A raise and a 3-bet. What do we do, Cow? Do we jam? We call. Ace 8-7 flop. I don't know what to do here. Drew will check. Hopefully Cal finds a way to bluff here. Bet like 4 blinds. Now we check. 7 on the turn. I don't know if Cal finds a way to win this pot after checking back the flop. 7 on the turn does pair the board. We might check back. Why don't we check back on the flop that shows up on the river here that beats 9-9. Like 9s isn't going to fold. An 8 isn't going to fold. Any 6, like King 6 suited, wouldn't fold. 14 blinds just slide Drew's way. Nothing the Cow can really do there, unfortunately, but they do get a couple of queens here. They'll see a Drew open to 2 blinds. We get a call and a 10-9-6 flop. Very interesting. Drew's got the straight draw to the 7 and top pair. They bet 2 blinds. Wet ass board. Ibotown can raise the flop here. All in is the size. Snap call 10-8 or 7. Or the game continues. Ibotown finds a 4 and an ace. Good news. 36 blinds slide their way. 10-9. Cow raises to 2.5 blinds. Drew calls the king in the 5. Jack 10-9 flop. 2 pairs for Cow. Drew with a straight draw to the queen. Backdoor flush draws for both players. Cow bets 1.6 blinds. Drew finds the check raise. He calls. 6 on the turn. No flush draw for nobody. Still 2 pairs for the Cow, who checks it on back, which is interesting. 3 of diamonds on the river. Drew might lead. Rep the flush. Rep the flop straight. They do lead 6.5 blinds, and Cow snap calls. 21 blinds slide their way. We are tied up pretty well. Ace 6 versus Ace 5. We'll see how this one goes. Pretty important pot. Jack 7-4 flop goes check, check. We are likely to chop it up here. A 2, that king is just a chop. Jacks, Ace, King 7. Jack 7, Cow raises the button. Queen 7, Cow call, or that's not Cow, that's Drew. Drew calls. Ace 5-5 flop. Flop goes check, bet, call. Drew with queen high, backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush. No, backdoor straight draw, sorry. But a backdoor flush draw. Drew does call. 4 on the turn. Cow says, why didn't my flop bet get through? I'll check it on backs. East on the river. The queen high holds up. Ibotown checks it down with the jack high. Drew takes the 7 blinds in the middle. 10-6 for Drew. Raising the 2 blinds. Takes it down pretty. Established a little bit of a lead here, about 15 blinds. 8-8 for Cow, limps it in. Drew with 9-7-0. Thinking about a raise. They find it to 4 blinds. Cow will play 3-bet. Do we call? 3-bet. 3-bet Cow. Rips it all in and takes it down pre. That was a little bit too big of a 3-bet in my opinion, but that don't matter. 7-6 for Cow. Sees a limp. Drew with the 5 and the 2. Cow raises to 4 blinds and takes it down pre. Cow with the queen and the 5. Jack 8 for Drew, limping it in. King 4-2 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. 6-8 Drew will raise. Cow with another pocket pair, this time 7s. Out of position, we face a raise. We raise to 8 blinds and Cow takes it down pre. Ace 10 versus Queen 6. Back to a tied up game. Queen 6 raises 2.5 blinds. Drew will 3-bet and take it down pre. 8.5 blinds is the size. Ace King versus 8-9. We get a raise and a call. We're off to a flop. Whoa, Cow's thinking 3-bet. 3-bet to 8 blinds. This is trouble. Drew will 4-bet. I wonder if they go smaller than all in. I think they can make it like 14. They do just rip it in and take it down pre. That 14 blind bet would just be too silly, I suppose. Ace-6 versus King-2. We get a limp and a check and an Ace-8 5 flop. Not much doing for Drew with the King high, but it could be good still, I suppose. Ibo Town bets a blind. Drew finds a call. 6 on the turn. Ibo Town with 2 pairs, 4 blinds in the middle will slide their way, and they're going to try to get more on top of it. A big bet comes in, over bet. 6 blinds. 5.9. 3 blinds is the bet from Cow. Still gets the job done. 7-5. Drew will limp it in. 9-5 for Cow. They'll think about a raise and check it on back. Jack 7-6 flop goes check, check. 7 on the turn. 3 of a kind again for Drew. Nothing doing for Cow. No draw, 9 high, 2 blinds in the middle. We don't have to fight for it. Cow bets 2 bigs. Drew will play call. We'll see a river. Deuce of spades. Goes bet call. Cow shows him the 9 high. And Cow might bet big here. Like over bet big. 12 blinds into 6. Snap call by Drew. Wow. That's a big pot there. That one's unfortunate for Cow. The aggression didn't work out in this instance. Jack 8-6 flop. Bottom pair for Drew gets a free turn as Cow is a little sheepish. 10 of spades. Don't do it now, Cow. You're going to get called. Sees a free river, the 4 of spades. River goes check, check, and Drew takes the pot. Queen 4 versus Ace 4. We get a limp and a raise and a fold. What size do we go? All in is the size. Cow takes it down pre. 25 blinds. All in. 8-10 versus Jack 9 suited. We get a limp and a check and a Queen 10 5 flop. Straight draw versus pair. Oh, an 8 would be dirty. Don't do it, Poker Stars. 4 of clubs on the turn and a safe 6 of hearts on the river. Drew will likely... Oh, I thought they were going to bluff here. 4 blinds in the middle will just slide Cow's away as it goes check, check. King, Queen. Drew raises the button. Suited and booted. Jack 9 defends the big for Cow. Ace-6 2 flop goes check, check. 2 on the turn. Goes check, check, check on the river. 4 blinds will slide Cow's way. They bet 4 blinds. No pair for Drew. They just find the fold. Wait. Any king would be a net no pair. Fuck me. What a stupid comment in that situation. Anyways, we get a 7-7-5. Flop goes check, check. 4 on the turn. Both players pick up a straight draw. Drew bets 4.5 blinds. 10 of diamonds on the river. Drew's straight draw misses, but he's got that jack of diamonds in his holding. He's going to bet big here. All in dealer. Ibo Town with that ace sees the all in. 25 blinds is the bet by Drew, and it gets through. Unfortunate happening there for the Cow as they rip in the ace and the 2-0 and they take it down pre. Ace 5 for Cow will limp it in. 4-3 checks it back. 9-8-5 flop goes check, check. King on the turn goes check, check. King on the river. This is Cow's pot and they are not folding. 1.7 blinds is the bet. Snap called by the pair of 5s. Drew hanging out with 69 blinds. Limps. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 69. Limps. Raises up the 8-8. Holy fuck. I don't know why that was so difficult to say. 5-8 for Ibo Town will raise. Queen 9 calls pre. 10-9-8 flop goes check, check. Jack on the turn. Straight for Drew. Cow with a pair of 8s might turn their hand into a bluff as the board pairs on the river. Drew bets 3.2 blinds. Nice fold by the Cow. Preserve all 26 blinds as they go up. 22-21 for the Cow. They see a limp here. Drew Durs with a 10 and the 2 flops top. Pair straight draw for Cow with an over card. Looking for the jack or the 8. They just find the fold on the flop. Playing 20 blinds deep. Queen 8 raises. Queen 7 calls. 9-7, 5 flop. So a little straight draw. 6 will do. 6 will do. Ibo Town makes the straight. Little pair for 7s for Drew. 4 blinds in the middle. We'll see if they find a call here. I don't know. There's a lot of draws out there. You would have expected them to bet on the flop, to be honest with you. So the bet on the turn is interesting. We do get a call, Jack of Hearts on the river, so both flush draws miss. Does Drew call down here? Does Ibo Town just rip it in? Do we bet like 7.5? All in is the size and a swift fold from the queen. Oh, sorry, pair 7s. 6 and a 7 for Drew. We'll raise the button. King Jack for Ibo Town. Get an open and a 3-bet. And a call. Unless it's all in. All in is the size. Drew swiftly folds the 7 high. 9-9. Ibo Town will raise. Drew with 5-3 suited will play call and flop 2 pairs. This could be the end of the show. 9-9 sees a good board if we get it all in all in on the flop here, which we might. 3 blinds is the bet by Ibo Town. They're gonna need a 9 or a 6 runner card above a 7. Anyways, we do see the check raise. If Ibo Town wins this pot, though, they'll have a dominating lead. So any 6 or 9 pretty well will give him the victory. I guess there's still like 20 blinds he'll have to collect. 26. Club will do. No, we get the 7 of diamonds on the river. Alrighty, that's the end of the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see another video. Until then, adios amigos. Look at that 3-5 holding. Fuck off. Good game. Good game by Drew.